a home to ghosts, monsters, and possibly even a werewolf. This body of water in Texas was called Espantosa Lake, a name that loosely translates to haunted by horrors. Espantosa Lake is one of only 3 natural lakes in the entire state, an oxbow and fed by freshwater springs. In the mid-1700s, a caravan of Spanish explorers on their way to the Villa of St. Anthony discovered the lake and camped there for the night. But they did not stay the night, according to legend. A girl was sent to gather water so the camp could prepare a meal when, according to a witness, a monster leaped out of the water, grabbed her, and pulled her in. The explorers assumed it was an alligator, but the witness insisted it was much, much larger. He described it as being as big as a house. The explorers left the lake that very night and cursed it with the name Espantosa. Years later, it is said that another group camped by the lake, a work crew looking to take advantage of the water and abundant timber. In the middle of the night, as they slept, the ground is said to have cracked open and men, carriages, tents, horses, and oxen were swallowed by the sinkhole. As they screamed and tried to climb out, the ground closed on them like a mouth sealing them below. Only one man survived, stumbling back half-crazed to San Juan Bautista to tell what had happened, how the accursed lake had taken his comrades. As the years grew on, more tales came from those who chanced a night at Espantosa. Some would hear the rumbling of wagons. Some would hear screams and the sound of people being strangled. Some would see a great gray shape rise from the water and slowly move towards the camp. It was rare for anyone to attempt to stop there again. There is also a legend of a wolf girl who frequents the waters. It's said that her father and mother came to the lake, and in the middle of the night the wife went into labor. The husband rushed to get help, but was thrown off of his horse and killed. When a group of shepherds found the wife, she was dead also, but the baby was nowhere to be seen. They believed it had been snatched away by wolves. 15 years later, people began seeing a naked girl running with a pack of wolves. A group of cowboys saw her, gave chase, separating her from the pack, and captured her. They took her to a farmhouse and locked her in a room, but that night the wolf pack returned and attacked the cowboys' horses. When the cowboys went outside to fight them off, the wolves managed to break a window and the wolf girl escaped. Sightings of her continued for a few years, but then they took on a more supernatural quality. People began seeing a wolf with a girl's face at the water's edge. When the creature saw them, it would vanish like a ghost. Beyond the supernatural, the lake has seen its fair share of violence and bloodshed. In 1834, the meager residents of a village called Dolores were fleeing to San Antonio to escape Santa Anna and the Mexican army when they stopped at the lake for the night. They were slaughtered by Comanche Indians, and only 2 women escaped, calling the lake evil and a place they would never forget. 2 lawmen were killed there in the latter half of the 19th century, and in 1876, the bandits who committed the murders were hanged at the lake from a row of trees. Those trees inexplicably died and can still be seen there to this day. The locals know of the legend of the Lake of Horrors, but visitors attracted by Espantosa's fishing camps seem generally ignorant of the lake's deadly reputation. Perhaps that's for the best. If you want to learn more of the numerous disturbing legends from the lake, you could always ask a local. They always seem to have an endless supply of stories to tell. Of course, there is another way. You could also visit the lake yourself on a still moonlit night, just to see what happens.